let's take a bit of a decent introduction to the track map here. So welcome everyone to Fuji Speedway. We're looking at 4.65 kilometers of racetrack, 16 corners in total, and of course we're going to be going for 274 kilometers of racing for all splits here for a total of around 747 kilometers in total. And we're also going to be taking a look into the lap record here in Fuji Speedway for these types of cars, 130.042. But I expect a 129 that will actually be realistic here. So that is just so I'm just going to apologies here. Just wanted to sort out the thingy. All right. So anyways, I feel like we're gonna need to redo the intro again here. So again, welcome everyone to Fuji Speedway. It is round one of the Holotype World Series, and also this is the Colorized Harmony Fuji 5 Hours Play 8. Welcome everyone to the stream as usual. So anyways, since this is a World Series here, we are going to be covering also in Japan and international. So anyways, here's Fuji Speedway once again, 4.65 kilometers of racetrack, 16 turns, 274 kilometers of total race distance for the 3 splits, and a lap record of around 130.042. And here's a look into splits A and B. I'm not sure if this thing is large enough for everyone to see, but I think all of the I think you can zoom in onto YouTube anyway, but it will just introduce everyone to this one anyways. So anyways, here's Daniel Barker, race 423C, and then we have Yohatsu for Natsura Matsuri, and then we have Hachima by Ayano Nakamura. So we have the drive for Shiranui Flair, and a returning face for Shirogane Knoll, Lexi Bowen, is now in the Shirogane Knoll number 08. And then we have Muhammad Kashi for Tsunamaki Watami, and then Jeff Rohan for Miami Toa with Misaki Sakura for Mori Luna, and then we have Inochi Tayo for Hoshinova Buna with Moses Nene driven by Mamashaki Reza, and then we have Iris by Sven Jensen with Don Elise for Treiji Oli. Kurashi races for Lapis Darkness with Joshua Sahi. First race in Holotype for him as well as everyone else here. He races for Hakui Koyori. And then we have Ahmed El Ashor for Kyla Kowalskia, and then introducing the 5 Advent driver that will be racing here as the Holotype Advent will also make their idol debuts in ARO-のシリーズ Hazik Yazid for Sherry Novella, Mamashaki Reza for Koseki Bishu, there is a Raven Cross driven by Ryan Kagawa, and a 4 Moko Cars driven by Thomas Ferreira for Fuwa, and we have Nichi-Chan for Moko Bisca respectively. We'll talk about Split B in the next stream, but for now we are going to get ourselves ready for qualifying, as of course this is a momentous occasion for all of the drivers, the fans, and of course their talents themselves, as there's now going to be a big race coming up. So anyways, welcome everyone to the stream. I am Muhammad Shazin Reza in the commentary booth, and alongside me of course is the Otonose Canada driver in ARO competitions, Seirin. Seirin, welcome to Fuji.
Hi, hello. Thank you again for the invite.
So we got the first car on track, and it is actually a pretty interesting look here, as of course it's an interesting sunrise here in Fuji Speedway. So we have our first cars out on track. Misaki Sakura driving for Himamori Luna. Now, a bit of a funny story here is that Kanzaki Hiro, the official illustrator for Luna, actually posted art of Luna in her idol outfit, specifically colorized idol outfits, to commemorate Luna's performance in the coming fests. So that's also nice to see. And here, and also we have Thomas Ferreira representing the FLOA of the FLOA Vocal cars, and also joining Thomas is of course Shazan Reza now on the Koseki Beach number 14 series. So just want to remind you that once I'm done speaking, you should be able to comment your thoughts on whatever you're thinking here at the moment. I'll try to continue the conversation, don't worry about that. Alright, so we have the few cars on our track. Irene Nakamura, also Hazik Yazid, Shazzy Reza, of course, looking to grab his win for Koseki Bijou. But then again, we'll talk about his thoughts later. So we are gonna go for an onboard of Shazzy Reza's lap here in Fuji, just to get everyone warmed up to how the track actually feels like. So here comes the final corner. Here's the final corner with the late apex in mind. So he's getting on the late apex. So he on the ball earlier over this main straight. And this main straight run 1.5 kilometers in length. So you're going to need a lot of exit on the straights for you to maximize your speed on the straights. That's where your lap starts. Anyways, brake into the 100-meter board into turn 1. And then flat out into turn 1 and into turn 2. And of course coming into the corner in turn 3. Slight dab on the brakes in the 50-meter board. And into 100 RU he goes. It's set around 26.001 to the cycle board coming to 100 RU. Coming into the hairpin. Right before the 50-meter board brake into the hairpin. And then a good exit from the hairpin. And into 300R he goes. And then fast forward into Dunlop. Past the billboard. And that's where you can slam on the brakes for this tricky chicane. Now, 6.92 for Shazzy Reza in the second sector. And here is the third sector. Final corner. Interesting to look at. The will be both braking and turning at the same time. Sakura has just set a time of 1:30.1782 for the first qualifying session in the Holotype. And then the final two corners. And a good extra on the final corner to make use of your speed on the straight. And that should be a lap here in Fuji Speedway. As Shazzy Reza is about to cross the line, who do you think is going to be winning this race?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Well, for me, I think I'm going for Sakura.
Well, Sakura is doing pretty decently so far, as Shazzy Reza now sets the provisional pole time for Koseki Bijou. Just want to remind all of the casuals here that this is a qualifying session here. This qualifying session is basically about setting your one lap pace. Whoever advances towards a single lap, as you see here into the left side of your screen. In the left side of your screen, if you're fastest, then you will start in front. That is pole position. If you start in first place, you start on pole position. And basically, these cars are lined up in rows of 2. So we have So Byung-eun now setting the fastest lap out of anyone so far. This will mean So Byung-eun now has the provisional pole, and Shazzy Reza will look to start second on the front row. Shazzy Reza still trying to find time though against Byung-eun, the Shiranui Flair driver, as Shazzy Reza is just gonna keep on progressing as usual. Yeah, there's Thomas Ferreira though behind Daniel Barger, who's about to finish his lap. I don't think it's an easy lap for Barger, but for now we're seeing set up. And Sven Jensen though, 1:32.11 for the Aristocrat. Hazy Yazid now gets up into second place. Daniel Barger is only good enough for, I believe, 16th place. Ari Nakamura in 5th place. Jeff Rohan in 8th. And now it's Nichi Michan for Mogokoa Bisgard, who takes a provisional pole spot. Zero.
Well,
Don't worry, Siri. We can talk about VTubing and all live topics in general. So, anyways, as the drivers are about to complete their qualifying sessions, as Ella Shore now gets up into 9th and for Lexi Bowen, her return in here competition test will be pretty interesting here, as she's now in the top 10 after a 2-year absence. So, anyways, back into the Hall Life scene here. Right now, coming into like this big expo and fest day, what seems to be exciting you the most?
it's definitely the concerts for me. Even though I'm not gonna be there like physically, right? Because there's gonna be snippets of it, and you know, just watching the concerts really excites me.
I mean, technically this race here, this race is actually a visualization of the concert if the Holotype members are represented by cars and all that stuff, and the fans represent them onto the racing scene. So right now, the current situation here is that Nichimi-chan in the Mokoko number 52 is currently on provisional pole. So Byung-eun for Sharonui Flair will start alongside him on the front row as it stands. Hatik Yazid will start third as it stands alongside Sven Jensen, who's currently running in fourth. Shazin Reza is now currently in fifth. Nakamura 6th, Kagawa 7th, Sinful 8th, Asahi 9th, and Casio rounding up the top 10. And as for the racing situation here, Saren, what is going to be your very simple prediction so far?
Well, so far since I don't think my ultimate, the person that I voted for is gonna be on the top yet. But for now, maybe I'll be rooting for you, for Shansrin.
Well, anyways, that's a nice comment from Saren. So anyways, we have 2 minutes of the qualifying to go. Hinoshi Taiyo now has already crossed the line, and she is only able to set a 131.2 here. So anyways, if you want to know about the lap time record, it's already been broken as Mi-chan now sets a 129.757 with about only 4 drivers still within 5 seconds of Mi-chan, and now 8 drivers within about a second of Mi-chan. So right now, Reza is looking to see if he can find faster times, but he's not finding it at the moment. Daniel Barger has already found some time, and he's now up into 18th place, as there's going to be a bit of a side-by-side racing action between Hazik Yazid and Shazir Reza. Shazir Reza now still staying around the outside to not have him be troubled any further. But anyways, Saren, I also noticed about Fuji Speedway right now. It's currently being slow. So I'd say one thing for sure is that the drivers will be struggling with tire warm-up, and also the fact that it's just going to be pretty chilly out there.
Yeah, I noticed it too. I mean, just from general knowledge from this, it's gonna be a tough race for them.
Yeah, exactly. So we are now coming into the final minute of qualifying session for the first ever Holotype World Series qualifying. I feel like we do need to remind everyone that there's going to be a pretty long race up ahead, so the drivers really need to know how to get things done. So anyways, this race counts towards 3 championships. The World Series, which will involve all drivers, and then there's the JP class standings for the JP class cars and the Holotype device cars, and the int standings, which will only be counted towards int drivers. So right now, it's going to be a race of 2 races. A tale of 3 races. As now we are going to be seeing the qualifying session probably come to a close. Nichimi-chan is currently in the pits. Sven Jensen is still trying to see if he can beat Nichimi-chan's time, and he's only about 0.02 of a second slower on the first sector. Do you think Sven Jensen will close the gap and try to get in front?
I believe they can.
So right now Sven Jensen believes in Jensen's quality on the racetrack right now, and right now Sven Jensen is really okay in the second sector, and he's only 0.03 of a second slower than Nichimi-chan on the second sector. He's already building up a lot of speed here. He's already have experience winning here in Fuji last year in after the moment Grand Prix Split B race. Sven Jensen now in the color-wise harmony Fuji 5-hour Split A race. He's now exiting the final corner for him to see if he can set the pole time. It is going to be pretty close though, but will he be able to get there?
Ooh, I believe in you.
It's just almost just not enough though. The third sector not working as intended, so Nichimi-chan as it stands will be in provisional pole. Kagawa has already crossed the line. So that being said, we are going to confirm to you the first pole sitter in ARO competitions. It is actually gonna go to Nichimi-chan. So congratulations to Nichimi-chan for his pole position in the Split A race, the inaugural pole position of Holotype. Congratulations.
Yay, congratulations.
Alright, so right now we are going to have a brief look into the starting lineup here in Fuji Speedway, as we are just going to roll into the round intro just to remind everyone of what it is going to be. So anyways, just wanted to check on this one. So anyways, Nichimi-chan starts on pole position for Mokogo Bisgard, with Iris starting second, with Sven Jensen behind the wheel. Sharonui Flair driver So Byung-eun will start in third place for Sharonui Flair, with fourth place driver being Haze Yaze. Mawashita Reza starts fifth for Koseki Biju, with Akai Hato driver Iri Nakamura in sixth. Mohamed Cashew seventh for Tsunamaki Watame, with Ryan Kagawa eighth for Nerissa Ravencroft. Johan Sinful starts 9th for Natsuri Matsuri, with Joshua Asahi starting 10th for Natsuri Matsuri, or rather Hakui Koyori. Ahmed Elashore starts 11th for Kyle Kowalski, with 12th place Jeff Rohan for Tokoyami Toa. The other side of Fuamoko, Thomas Ferreira will start 13th for Fuawa Bisgard. Misaki Sakura 14th for Himemori Luna. Definitely something to look out for. Lexi Bowen in her return to ARO competitions will start 15th for Shuragari Noel, with 16th place Rustin Karashio for Laplace Darkness. Mamasheke Reza for Mimosa Zunene will start in 17th place, with Daniel Bogner 18th for Hoshimaki Suisei, Hinoshi Taiyo 19th for Hoshino Gamuna, and Don Ellis rounds out the 20-car field for Kreiji Oli. And with that finally out of the way, Seirin, what is going to be your predictions for this race?
Now, based on mine, I'm thinking about, well, before I share mine, what about yours?
Alright, so right now, as for the general pre-race predictions here, I would say that we're going to be expecting a pretty close race. Of course, this is uncharted waters here for all the drivers involved here in Fuji Speedway. It's the first Holotype race coming right up, so there's always going to be a sense of intrigue to see on who is going to be performing and who's not going to be there. But for now, as for my prediction on who's going to be winning these races, I would probably want to pin my hopes onto potentially Nichimi-chan, because Nichimi-chan has had a pretty rough season in Formula Hall of International so far. So I want to see him, at the very least, vindicate something here in Fuji Speedway. Seirin?
Me, then I'll probably go with the second person.
So Byung-eun. So Byung-eun currently starting in second place will be the big challenger to Nichimi-chan into the start. So, and as the lights are about to go off at Fuji Speedway, and right now we are just setting the cameras here for this momentous occasion. And so anyways, we got the Colorized Harmony 5 hours at Fuji. The Split A race is about to get underway, with Nichimi-chan on pole position, with Sven Jensen alongside, and the race is finally a go. And it looks to me that Nichimi-chan has a pretty great start here. Sven Jensen will now have to peel into second place, but we'll see if there's going to be potential contact at the start. But right now, all these drivers are doing pretty okay. Oh, and that's Joshua Asahi. He gets spun around. But it looks unfortunately he should be able to continue. But look at Sven Jensen, though. He's already taken the lead away from Nichimi-chan. Already in the lead here at the moment, as now we get to see the aristocrat now leading this race over Nichimi-chan. So Byung-eun is in third, Nakamura fourth after having a great start, Jazz in fifth, and Reza comes down to sixth, Cashew seventh, Kagawa in eighth, Johan Sinful ninth, and Ahmed Elashore rounds at the top 10 so far.
Things can still change here, though.
Exactly, though, as now we get to see Ryan Kagawa now going down the inside of Mohamed Cashew, though, in the Dunlop chicane. And as you can see here, Kagawa tries to go around the outside of Cashew, though. It's pretty feisty there between the two. Ryan Kagawa still in the inside line, though, coming to turns 13 and 14. But watch out, though, for Mama Cashew as he's now basically playing tit for tat against Kagawa there. Well, there's more battles side by side. This time it's Misaki Sakura and Mashaki Reza. Yoshikai and Don at least though already having their own battle between itself. But what a first lap this has been, Seirin.
It really is. That was a tough one, but I'm rooting for Jen. Oh!
Don't worry. There's not actually an overtake there. There's a bit of a bug in the time and the standings here. But anyway, So Byung-eun is not going to go down the inside of the pole sitter Nichimi-chan though. Nichimi-chan tries to hang around the outside to defend his position. But for now, So Byung-eun is hungry to get that second place. But right now, Sven Jensen still currently controls this race.
Still, it's gonna be a pretty tough type for the top three.
Meanwhile, look at Ryan Kagawa though, around the outside though, against Ahmed El Ashore. And you can see here, you can see on one radar there, Ahmed El Ashore gets forced off the track almost. And as you can see there, Kagawa has a very good defensive driving there. Meanwhile, there's Jeff Rohan and Thomas Ferreira though, side by side into 300R. There's still going to be more battles.
This is really interesting, you know.
So, right before we let Seirin continue though, we have Jeff Rohan though trying his luck against Thomas Ferreira, who's currently running in 11th place for Wawa Bisgard. It's a pretty decent start here for Holotype English admin members though. We have Yazi and Southern up in 5th and 6th, Kagawa 9th, Thomas Ferreira is in 11th, and of course we have Ishimi-chan in 7th place. So Avenor is already having a great Sven Jensen is leading this race, and if there are any more battles to look into, there it is right now. Thomas Ferreira now down the inside against Ahmed El Ashore, now on the main straight. Who's going to be braking later into turn 1? Who's going to be ahead? We'll have to wait and see.
So I believe not everyone is like understand what is going on right now, which understandable. I am the same too, but being here myself and seeing the race in real time, it's very interesting. Thank you for inviting me here.
Yeah, we'll talk about the accolades and gratitudes later, but for now we are still seeing some very crazy racing action here. And right now we have So Byung-eun though under pressure though from the Akai Hato driver of Ari Nakamura, currently in 4th place. Meanwhile, as you can see here, actually now's a good time for us to take a look into the race field monitor. Who pits earlier, who pits later. Johan Sinful will be one of the first drivers to be pitting. So you go for Don Elise and Thomas Ferreira. Ira Nakamura will be pitting not long after, and then there's also Jeff Rohan. But the general consensus is that you're going to be pitting in around lap 33, or rather at around lap 25 to 35. That's where usually you might make a pit stop. So we'll see how it goes from there, as Sven Jensen now sets the fastest lap of the race so far. Battle. There's Aaron, Jeff Rohan trying to catch Ahmed El Ashore. Let's see how he goes from here. Down the inside. Will he be able to stay ahead?
It's a tough fight. It's a tough fight.
Yeah, it's a tough fight. As you can see here, Ahmed El Ashore trying to hang around the outside, defending against Jeff Rohan though. Jeff Rohan now trying to see if he can find a space there for him to overtake El Ashore, but right now there's nothing so far. But watch out for Johan Sinful though, side by side with Mohamed Cashew though. Still side by side at 300R. Sinful now stays ahead for now, but we'll see if Mohamed Cashew has anything to respond. But there's a great block there by Sinful to keep himself ahead of a charging Cashew. Oh, someone's actually gone off though. So Cashew, I saw the dirt kicking up. Alright, Seirin, so just wanted to remind you on if there are any potential overtakes here. You see there, there's the gap here. The gap between a driver to another is around less than half a second. Then there might be potential battles brewing. Like for example, here's Thomas Ferreira trying to find a way against Ryan Kagawa. Sven Jensen though is still pulling away from the rest of the field though. Meanwhile, we are just checking if there are any potential battles for what so far. And you can see here though, Shadureza though, now trying to move down the inside against Yazi though. He wants to get into the top 5. Let's see if Shadureza has the ability to find something against Yazi. For now, we have Shadureza currently in 100R. Yazi still currently leading the situation so far. And looking at Thomas Ferreira though, and Ryan Kagawa. Thomas Ferreira has successfully overtaken Ryan Kagawa for 9th place. Still, man, there's oil for choice here when it comes to racing action. This action everywhere you go, from the front to the back. And oh, there's even more though. That's Ahmed El Ashor being overtaken by Lexi Bowen. Looks like he has locked up at the hairpin. And now he's under pressure though from Rustin Carrascio. Gets very close there. Carrascio almost hitting the back of Elashor. And there's more battles here. That's Asahi and Misaki Sakura battling for 18th place. And Asahi now down the inside of Sakura, but we'll see the Asahi actually overcooked the corner and actually forced Sakura off wide off the track. And I don't think Sakura is happy about this outcome, but we'll see how this race continues to progress from here. And there's more side-by-side battles here. Nichimi-chan against So Byung-eun. So Byung-eun is now up into 2nd place.
I don't even know where to even look at this point. There's so many tough fights right now.
And also there's a bit of contact there for the Mokoko car. As you can see, the right sides have been scraped a bit, but fortunately the car should be able to continue as normal. And speaking of which, will there be more battles further back? We'll have to wait and see. Sakura though, not enjoying the best start to the first Himamori Luna race in Holotype. She's currently down in 20th place, but I mean, it doesn't really matter sometimes. I mean, if you're not fighting for if outside of the championship battles here, what matters the most is you representing your favorite Holotype talents and you trying your best to bring home a win for them. That is the one that's most important.
True.
And speaking of which, we are going to be checking to see if there are more developments that should be coming in the next few minutes, particularly in terms of the pit stops here. Johan Semmel and Thomas Ferreira are currently being called by their mechanics and their race engineer to possibly make a move in the pits. Right now, Ben Jensen continues to pull away though. This Iris number 86 car is on fire. Alright, by the way, I'm just going to double check on a few more things here. Thomas Ferreira and Johan Central are confirmed to come into the pits here. And looking into the ones that will be joining in, Dawn Elise also, but she will be coming in next lap. So here's the funny part about pit stop strategies here. Pit stops are basically where you basically change your tires and fill up your car with fuel and all that stuff. And if in these types of cars as well, in longer races, there's also a driver swap. But right now we're not going to be seeing any driver swaps for now, as these car races are just around under 1 hour and 40 minutes. So right now there's still interesting prospect to look at here as and right now we have Thomas Ferreira down in 20th, Sinful down in 19th, and then Don Elise will be joining them soon. And as it looks so far for Sinful and Ferreira, they will have to make another pit stop, so because they miscalculated their fuel load, so that's a big issue.
Oh.
So anyways, we got Nakamura though trying to chase Nichimi-chan, now currently in the back of Mi-chan, but the gap is pretty big though, so we're not expecting battles here. Carrascio has now gone up into 11th place here for Laplace, as right now we're going to be seeing some switches in the timing, as there's more battles though. Nichimi-chan against Ari Nakamura though. Nakamura though is now down on the inside of Nichimi-chan. And Nichimi-chan still hangs around on the outside, and as you can see here, there's neck and neck. Nakamura, almost gets pushed off there. Nichimi-chan though, gets very close there. Nakamura going off wide at Coca-Cola corner. They're still side by side at 100R. And it's going to be Nakamura ahead in third place. Hachima car absolutely on fire, as of course she had some food streams with some other Holotype members, particularly Cecilia and McQueen and Gigi Marin recently, and she had pizza with Rara Pantera. And what a meal Nakamura is having though. She's now up into third place, and right now she's currently gunning for more. Let's see if she's able to catch So Byung-eun.
Now, from your prediction, do you think Nakamura can beat So Byung-eun?
Well, if you look at So Byung-eun right now, if you're going to be taking a look into the last laps of Byung-eun and Nakamura, but as for predictions go, I would say that right now So Byung-eun is going to come into the pits though, as we mentioned, looking into his fuel loads. His fuel is actually not a lot, so it's now dropped down to 1 liter. So Byung-eun will be coming into the pits, also James Rohan as well. So Nakamura will temporarily take second place. But meanwhile, Shannon Reza is having a pretty okay race so far, though, currently running in 6th place for Koseki Bijou. It's not the best race so far. Of course, Shannon Reza really hopes that he could win in this first Holotype race. But what the case is there, he's absolutely enjoying the situation here. Meanwhile, we got Hazik Yazid though trying to chase Nichi Michan, who did start on pole, but is currently falling down the order currently. Right now we have Hazik Yazid representing Shiori Novella, the archivist of sorts. Now the story goes that Shiori Novella loves information that she holds, so she basically archives all of the information that she can find. She archives the daily life sometimes, she archives life in general and all that stuff. And right now Hazik Yazid wants to bring home a good result for Shiori so that she can basically save this moment into her archives.
That's wonderful, actually. Now about Shiori herself, do you watch her streams?
Well, Shiori is a pretty interesting bunch here. She's a pretty interesting bunch as far as I'm concerned. Well, she does have her smugness, she has her sassiness and all that stuff. Figure which Sven Jensen now comes into the pits as well, as Hazik Yazid tries to get close though to what looks to be So Byung-eun, or rather Nichi Michan. Sven Jensen though, as I mentioned, comes into the pits. He will also make a double pit stop as it stands right now due to the fuel load issue and all that stuff. But for now, Sven Jensen will be exiting not far behind, so right now he is currently up there down there in 8th place for now. But for now, I would say that Sven Jensen still has a realistic chance of winning. Okay, back to Hazik Yazid though. Hazik Yazid, I would say that he again wants to see if he can get a good result for Shiori. Right now, the next battle to look into is actually Hiroshi Taiyo and Misaki Sakura. Now Taiyo gets ahead of Sakura right now. And right now, as I'm seeing here, it's still a pretty tight affair. And if you do want to know about the tires that the drivers have bolted, everyone is on soft tires, which essentially means that you're on the grippiest tire. But these tires warm up very quickly and they wear out very quickly. So it's the fastest tires, but they wear out the fastest. So everyone is on softs, with the exception of Kagawa, Bowen, Horacio, and Ella Sho, who's running mediums, which is slightly harder, but it has a better shelf life of sorts. So anyways, we have also now Ari Nakamura joining in the pit lane activities, and now we can see Nichi Michan now controlling this race lead so far. And speaking of which, we are checking on to also another driver here, Lexi Bowen. A bit of a fun fact here, Lexi Bowen, formerly Alex Bowen and Alexis Bowen, is someone who is very proud to represent Shirogane Noel. Of course, her last race in Fuji was back in 2022, back when the ARO was in its founding years. But now we have this Shirogane Noel driver returning, replacing Michael Turner once and for all, to rightfully retake her throne as the Shirogane Noel driver. But anyways, back on for Bowen here. She hasn't raced in Fuji in over 2 years, or rather, almost in over 2 years. This is her first time representing Sugarcane Noel since late 2022, and of course, she left the ARO in March 2023 due to disagreements with the racing host. But now that the issue has been resolved, Bowen is now back in the saddle for Sugarcane Noel. And right now, what are your odds though on her getting a good result?
Looking at the result that they are placed 6 right now, they probably could make it to the top 5.
Yeah, based on optics alone, that is. But we'll see how this Sugarcane Noel driver is currently switching the likes of Kagawa. But of course, it is going to only be temporary though. But as you can see though, Southern Reza though trying to think of a move down the inside against Azik-Yazi once again, but it's just not close enough. But whatever the case is here, we are now coming into like the first 20% of the race. And we're only in split A though. We still have splits B and C as well as the creators race coming up later in the weekend here in the ARO Holotype Marvel Racing. Speaking of Holotype, by the way, this race of course is basically a carryover from stage 1 of the, well, basically race that coincides with stage 1 of the Colorized Harmony concert coming up later today. So if you want to know more about the Six Fest and the Expo, there's a QR code in the bottom right of your screen for you to scan. This will take you to the Holotype Super Expo and Fest website. It's still not too late though for you to get streaming tickets. Streaming tickets for the Colorized Harmony concerts. It's around over 5,500 yen for one ticket. I know it's expensive for a streaming ticket, but it is worth it for you supporting the members and all that stuff. And the production quality is immense there. And of course, we're also trying to hold up on our end as well. As now we get to see Ricardo still absolutely pushing for a position for something against Hazik Yazin and Ko. Nishimichi still in complete control though. Oh, I also noticed one more thing here actually. So in Holotype English Advent, there is Shiori Novella, currently represented by Hazik Yazin, who's currently running in second. And then we have Mawashi Reza for Seki Bishu, who is running in third. Ryan Kagawa for Nerissa Ravenclaw, he runs fifth. Thomas Ferreira, he's currently down in 18th place so far for 4-1 Biscard. We'll see if he's able to get himself back up. And then there's also Nishimicha for Biscard. So right now we are seeing the top 3 positions taken over by Holotype Advent drivers, with another one inside the top 5, which makes it 4 inside the top 5. And also we have Nakamura currently running, Ferreira running in 18th right now. He's currently making his second pit stop. But overall, it's a great race though for Advent's debut race. Speaking of debut races, Seirin, I just wanted to remind you actually about your time in ARO competitions. Of course, you're going to be racing later today for Otonose Kanade.
Yes. I'm very excited for that.
So, and that's speaking of which, Seirin, just wanted to notify everyone about what's going on here. So, Seirin currently represents Otonose Kanade, a bratty member from Regloss. And anyways, Sven Jensen has overtaken Hinochi Tayo for 12th place. But anyways, back into the story of Otonose Kanade though. For Kanade, based on what I'm seeing here, she is very bratty. She would often be in their face sometimes. Of course, she would mock people for going to work, mock people for going to work, for them going to work in school on a Monday. And you know what she would say? Hey, look, it is Monday. Haha, you have to work, you have to go to school, and I don't have to. That's basically Kanade.
True. That's the perfect image of her.
And speaking of which, if you notice in the recent development in the new server in Minecraft for Holotype members, if you notice one thing, Kirara Mimi from Holotype device FlowGlow actually has had a uncommon amount of spats though. Oh, that's Sven Jensen though, almost losing it in 100R, but he manages to catch the car, and now he's on the chase against Joshua Asahi. But anyways, back into the topic for Kikirara VV. And of course, your mate Ali J has been racing for Kikirara VV in ARO competition so far, and obviously basically in line with the quote-unquote rivalry of the Kusogaki, the brands between Otonose Kanade and Kikirara VV. We've actually had a history of having a spat with Ali J sometimes.
Really?
Alright.
Now, that's very interesting to know.
Yeah. So basically, there's the off-track aspects of this rivalry between Seirin and Ali J, but there's also the off-field one. We're not going to be talking about that. But the on-field one to talk about is that in the recent Formula Holotype Japan race, also here in Fuji Speedway, it's actually a case of the two Sogakis battling out. Actually, they're just walking it out on the racetrack here, just training close. Speaking of which, we are seeing a side-by-side battle here between Elasho and Shaki Reza. Sparks flying. Reza still ahead of Ahmed Elasho, and he goes off wide though, and there's going to be Sven Jensen though, stealing the position away from Joshua Asahi, and Jensen now stays around the outside to get a better exit off of the hairpin. Sven Jensen now is up into 11th. Nichimi-chan still in complete control of this race so far. Haziyazi though is under pressure though. Shazad Reza is going to go down the inside for the second place. The Pebble is now going to throw something at the Archivist, but Shazad Reza still doesn't have enough for a side-by-side moment coming into Coca-Cola corner, so Shazad Reza will have to retreat and think of another plan. Sakura and Nakamura have traded blows this time at the final two corners here. Nakamura stays ahead onto the final corner, but she doesn't have a great exit though. And it's going to be Musaki Sakura though, now going to go down the inside. It's now the battle between Hachima and Humimori Luna cars. Let's see how it goes, Sakura. Let's see how it goes, Seirin. Oh, almost gets pushed off there. That's a very ballsy driving there for Nakamura though. Sakura had to stay on that, stay near the wall though, and she had to concede. Otherwise, she would be crashing into Nakamura. I mean, Seirin, this is just a testament though of how great of a racing we are seeing here in Fuji Speedway. It's just absolutely crazy though. It's only the inaugural race though for Holotype, but we are seeing time and time again that these drivers know how to pick a fight.
Yeah, and totally see it.
And looking into more potential battles there, Hazik Yazid still stays in second place over Mohamed Reza in third. And speaking of who is behind it, Thomas Ferreira is currently running in 18th. He's already made his second pit stop, and as it stands right now, Ferreira it's still not good though. He has to make another pit stop though. So there's an issue with the Fuwawa number 25. So yeah, it's not looking good so far. But the positives, at least that I can report here so far, is that there's been a crazy amount of racing action here, and also there's more action coming up. There's something that comes into the pit. Sven Jensen is now going to continue climbing up the field. I mean, you're right though, Seirin. Sven Jensen really knows how to give it all for Iris in these big moments though. Ooh, still, you can see there's contact between Sven Jensen and Ella Shore as Nakamura goes ahead of Hinoshi Taiyo, and now for these two drivers going side by side, Ella Shore now still stays ahead of Jensen, but Jensen's not going to be happy about that.
But he's not far behind though.
And catching back up into Ella Shore is going to be absolutely crazy. Sven Jensen still hounding that rear end of that number 58 car, and as you can see here, But Jensen now continues to see if he's able to get closer and closer and closer into Ella Shore as of course the snow keeps pouring down here in Fuji Speedway. Here's Ari Nakamura though, thinking of a potential move against Asahi, but Asahi keeps it cool, and right now there's still a lot of side-by-side action. The Sinful and Rohan trade blows between each other. Kagawa and Bowen, or rather it's Kagawa still staying ahead of Bowen so far. Let's see if Sven can try again though, exiting the final two corners. There's the exit though from Jensen though. Jensen now has a very good exit though. We're gonna go on board number 86 Iris car. Let's see how it looks from his point of view. Inside goes Jensen, now pulls ahead, almost moves ahead. He should be ahead in the braking zone. He brakes later than most. He now stays ahead. He now goes ahead.
And he's in 10th place now.
Well, don't worry. There's still a lot more to come though. He may have to pit again in the next few laps, but he is going to go long after this, so he will make his second and final pit stop right about soon. Speaking of which, Lexi Bowen against Ryan Kagawa is also another battle that we might want to pay attention though. Here is Bowen exiting the final corner, and let's see if that leads to anything so far. Right now nothing comes of it, but right now we are seeing Bowen though getting absolutely closer though. Look at the rear view, look at Lexi Bowen though trying to go down the inside. Shogun Noel, of course being a snow team from as it looks there, is now currently using the snow Wii race to her advantage. Bowen now is in 5th place.
Michan still going strong.
But meanwhile, who else is also going a bit strong? Shadid Reza though. Shadid Reza is absolutely sliding that car, trying to find those temperature in those tires, as he's gonna see if he's able to find something against Hazik Yazid. He's actually not that far though behind Hazik Yazid and Ichimichan. So a good pit stop strategy, a good pit stop call would mean that Shadid Reza will be ahead of the rest of the field, and it's gonna be Shadid Reza who's gonna be in the position to win. Nakamura now getting closer to El Shore. Nakamura pushing her Akai Hato number 81, and as you can see though, Ella Shore is absolutely struggling so far for grip. Will we see a dive bomb actually from Nakamura? The answer is no currently, but for now it is still a decent outlook for the drivers. Speaking of which, Hinochi Tayo and Misaki Sakura are at it again. Let's see how it goes from there. And just want to give a bit of confirmation, Simple and Pereira have hit it once again. But if you look at Shadid Reza, though, Shadid Reza is perennially faster than Yazid, but Yazid just has a very good defensive car though. Right now Nakamura currently in 12th place. Saving, let's see how this goes. And now down the inside, Amela Shoba, he has to watch out though for Johan Sinful exiting the pit lane. And it's gonna be an issue of traffic. Here comes Nakamura against Ella Shore. They're still side by side at turn 2 into Coca-Cola corner. How will this end? Great racing though. Nakamura just stays ahead of Ella Shore though. But meanwhile, that's going to cause a bit of a headache though for Joshua Asahi, who wants to overtake Ella Shore, but is currently under pressure from Hinoshi Tayo. Hinoshi Tayo is going to go down the inside this time against Joshua Asahi. Tayo now going side by side against Asahi though. There's still a bit of a side by side though at 300R, and now into the Dunlop chicane. It's still side by side at the chicane though. Oh, you don't usually stay that side-by-side moment for as long as you can, but the fact that Tayu did is absolutely crazy. Now Joshua Asahi's now dropped down to 13th place, and Sakura is going to be in a position to steal something. And speaking of which, Misaki Sakura, of course, excited to represent Morning Luna, doesn't like losing and all that stuff, and of course, representing a very nice Holotype member in front of Luna. But we are seeing the first pit stop activities though, with Ari Nakamura coming into the pit lane as we speak, as well as Joshua Asahi. This will be their one and only pit stops. Also joining them will be Nichi Michan and Dawn Elise. Dawn Elise running in 18th. I just wanted to check how they will fill in their fuel tanks. And based on what I'm seeing so far, it's going to be not exactly a full tank of fuel though. Asahi only good for 25 laps and all that stuff. So there's going to be a lot of pit stop activity invariably. So Nichi Michan also not coming to the pits. There's going to be a lot of pit stop activity though. I'll be assuring you that whoever starts on pole is not going to be the one who wins this race. Asahi now dropping down into 17th place right now. Nichi Michan is currently dropping down the order as we speak. There's a lot of switch up in positions though, but this is the battle for the race lead that we might want to talk about though. Hazi Yazid struggling in the corners. Shazin Reza meanwhile is going to be seeing if he can use that Koseki Biju number 14 to bring himself into a rock hard position for him to win this race here.
It's a very close fight.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a very, very interesting battle here to look at. And right now, Shadad Reza isn't going to give up just yet. Nichi Michan now is in 9th place after making his pit stop. But meanwhile, looking into the rest of the field here, just wanted to check Shadad Reza though. Meanwhile, is currently on charge here. Shadad Reza having a very good exit though against Yazid. But looking into the strategies here, Shadad Reza is still hounding Yazid, but will he be close enough? I don't think it's going to be a yes, but Shadad Reza is going to try to make it to the corners. It's now 7:48 in Japan. Right now we are about to get into the halfway stage. Once we get into lap 31, we are going to be in the halfway stage so far. So right now, as we're going to be checking on to also the current progress chart at the moment, as it stands right now, you can chalk this up to pit stops and all that stuff. Bowen not making a pit stop just yet, but Bowen has gained 11 positions from the start. She started 15. She's now up into 4th place. How about that?
Crazy if you think about it.
Yeah, it's crazy because if you look at the other drivers, Yazid, Reza, Cashew, Kagawa, Kurashio, and all that stuff, they have not made a pit stop yet. But here's more battles to look into. Here is Johan Sinful against actually Nichi Michan, but Sinful is currently a lap down after making multiple pit stops. But yeah, anyways, we are checking into even more of a situation here. Sven Jensen, after making his second pit stop, is now behind Irene Nakamura. And let's see if we're going to see more racing action from Sven here. Not close enough though. So anyways, let's talk about Iris a bit. So Iris is the embodiment of hope. So whenever hope is around, Iris will also be around. And of course, Iris also gives hope to others with her idol performances and all that stuff. So it's a positive feedback loop. So again, I'm not sure if you've seen an Iris live stream, but she is a live wire sometimes.
And actually never been to her streams before, but I heard a lot of good things about her. And just from the character design, I love it so much. I love her character design.
thank Red Juice for it, as of course Red Juice is the official illustrator for Iris and the illustrator that did the live 2D and 3D and all that stuff. Barger and possibly against Shakib Reza. Shakib Reza can shuffle off wide, and Nishi Michan also getting into the mix there. So it's going to be Daniel Barger now ahead of Shakib Reza for 7th place. And speaking of which, back to Sven Jensen though, and Iris. Iris is of course designed by Red Juice, a very renowned illustrator, so that's why you see his designs are absolutely amazing. But anyways, here's Sven Jensen though trying to apply his trade once again against Nakamura. We'll see how it goes from here. But Nakamura has the better exit though, so nothing coming. But for now, it's going to be Cashew and Rohan, both of them not in the same lap. Jeff Rohan is 1 lap down. Mama Cashew is in the lead lap. But Jeff Rohan, it says, actually, I don't care about that. I want to fight. So right now, he is causing a bit of trouble there for Muhammad Cashew, who's currently running in second. Bowen and Kagawa are currently making their pit stops. And you can see here there's still a racing action though coming into 100R, but man, Cashew makes a calculated move to place his car in the right position. Great job there from him. I mean, Sayrin, you want to talk about defense and attack and all that stuff. I mean, I've seen you overtake a lot of drivers. I've seen you defend pretty aggressively sometimes, which is pretty much your hallmark.
Hey, what can I say? I just love Canada, so need to represent that.
And of course, representing that Kusokagi vibe that is very much on brand for Canada and for our fans. But anyways, we're going back into Sven Jensen, who's still looking for an overtaking move against Nakamura, as we now see Sobyonka making his pit stop once again. And now Ari Nakamura now in a slightly precarious position, but she is still safe. Looking into close drivers who are potentially going to be making their battles here. Shakib Reza is only 6/10 of a second behind Daniel Barger. And looking at Rohan and Byung-eun, Rohan and So Byung-eun, they're still not enough as far as fuel loads are concerned, so they'll be making a pit stop again and again. And as for Jeff Rohan, on the other hand, he will make another pit stop again, so that's something to also pay attention. Oh yeah, speaking of which, it will be canceled out. Other drivers making 1 pit stops though, because the fuel tank in these cars are actually pretty small though. Like you can put in maybe a maximum of 60 liters in this car. But it guzzles a lot of fuel though. I mean, every lap, these cars essentially guzzle around 2 liters. Well, these are race cars, not your average road cars, so that explains it. But anyways, we now have Hazi Yazid still leading. Shadran Reza now down in 4th place. I believe Shadran Reza has already made a pit stop from what I'm seeing, and he's currently the first driver, the leading driver of those who have already made pit stops. Yazid still without a pit stop. Same goes for Mohamed Cashew and Rustin Caraccio. Alright, nice to see people tuning in here. I hope you enjoy the Color Rise Harmony Fuji 5-hour split A race. If you again love the stream, please drop a like here. And if you want to see more Holotype racing, subscribe to the Adak-RMS organization channel and hit the notification bell while you're at it if you don't want to miss any Holotype racing coming right up. But anyways, we still have a lot more to talk about, as Shazam Reza is still leading those who have already made pit stops here. While looking at Bowen and Hinoshi Taiyo though, this is another racing action to look into. Taiyo now trying to hang around off of turn 14. Bowen now makes her move known. She's gonna really put up a fight here. Taiyo, and we'll see how it develops from here. They're getting very close though. Sakura now goes down the inside of Tayo. And now you can see the two Moon Team VTubers there. Luna is of course named after the moon. Muna has moon on the name, but it's going to be the moon of Muna now exiting ahead of Himamori Luna. And right now, Saren, I just want to remind you that this is an ongoing conversation, so just to remind you that if I actually finish speaking, you should try to think what's on your mind right now, and I'll see if I can continue.
I was too mesmerized with what is going on right now that I can't even think.
Well,
I'm still surprised that Michan is still in the top 10.
Well, despite
And then I'm still voting for Jensen.
Sven Jensen already getting his fans on his own. Of course, in addition to Iris, who has publicly over 1 million subscribers. A lot of Holotype members have over 1 million subscribers. I think most of them have over 1 million subscribers with the exception of a select few. Well, not most, but many. But anyways, Nakamura, of course, representing Hachaba, who has about 1.4, 1.5, if I'm not mistaken. But whatever the case is, here because also something to look into. Barger's now up into 5th place, representing the ever so mercurial Hoshimachi Suisei. She will often mention that she is a diamond in the making, a diamond in the rough, a shooting star that you should all be rooting for. And of course, Suisei, she is currently the I don't know if I can say this, but she is currently the best Holotype has ever seen, or VTubing has ever seen. Hell, maybe even the idol community and all that stuff. And Daniel Barger, of course, puts the money where the mouth is. If I want to find a good term, it's because Barger continues to showcase excellence left, right, and center. Even when times are rough, he would drag the Suisei cars if they're not in a position to win. He will force that car to perform, and when the car does perform, man, he will absolutely light up the charts like Suisei. I mean, the fact that he managed to take the Split B title and the win at Fuji Speedway in Holotype GT3 for Hoshimachi Suisei, that just says a lot on the quality that Barger has.
I mean, Suisei is a starry idol, so a star travels fast, and I hope he wins.
Well, I mean, of course, stars also burn bright, and right now his star, which is essentially the Gibson engine on that Holotype cars, is currently raging very crazily. But anyways, just wanted to check on the pit stops though. We are seeing a lot of drivers coming into the pit. Shaka Reza will be pitting right until the end of this race. The pit stop window has truly started in earnest. Nashtayo also making a move into the pit lane. These will be the drivers who will be making just a solitary pit stop. But it's going to be interesting to see how it develops from here.
Very interesting though. Sakura is in 9th place.
Yeah, after not having a great qualifying session though. But of course, there are cars. You can set up a car to be good in qualifying, or you can set up a car to be good in the race. You trying to find both is a very tricky affair, as you're going to need to balance a lot of things. Do you want to go all out with your car for short bursts, or do you want to take it easy over long distances? So this is the question that we are currently asking here for drivers. But right now, Hazik Yazid is currently in control of this race. He has to make a pit stop. And as for Shazam Reza, he also I think, good for almost the entirety of the race, but he will be making a pit stop around the later stages to make use of new fresh tires. But for now, Hazik Yazid is going to stay in where he is right now. And speaking of which, Hazik Yazid and Shazam Reza are currently in a battle between each other. And I also noticed though that Yazid is currently having a 50-second gap over Shazam Reza, and they both are, I believe, in similar. Hazik Yazid has yet to make a pit stop.
Oh, Michan is not third.
Yes, it should be Chan for Mokoko Bisgard. Now, if you know anything about Mokoko, the fuzzy sibling of the four Mokoko twins, Lichi Michan is going to make it fuzzy for him to stay where he is right now. But right now we got Haziyazi now coming into the pits. It's now Shadowreza's time to shine for the sparkling gem of Holotype English admin. Let's see if Shadowreza can exit ahead of Haziyazi. The snow is still pouring here in Fuji Speedway, but the drivers don't care. All they know is to race and perform for their representative for the VTubers they represent. And speaking of Shadowreza is now on the main straight. Haziyazi is now just gone out of the pit here, and right now he will possibly lane exit. Definitely can go full green once again. Shadowreza is in the main straight still. Haziyazi is now coming into turn 1. Haziyazi now has kept the race lead.
Nice.
And looking into Haziyazi too, he will be good for the rest of the race, while Shadowreza will have to pit once again. So this is another spanner in the works for all of the drivers involved. Nichimichan, on the other hand, is gonna be good for about maybe the other parts of the race. But I also want to point out one thing here. We are now officially in the halfway stage.
Sakura is having another pit.
Well, she's doing pretty okay here at the moment. She's doing pretty okay until she needs to go to the pits. We'll see how it goes from here, as she is again one of the few drivers who will be pitting around 2 laps or less, or rather 2 times or less. But looking at the Sobyang, Sven Jensen, and Jeff Rohan, they've made a lot of pit stops though. But you still have to admire their commitment to just drive fast and just give it their all.
Indeed.
I just wanted to Barger start once again. Now Daniel Barger, who is the biggest gainer, joined tied with Lexi Bowen though for most positions gained at the start. But we are seeing some more battles here to look into. But for now, nothing is coming so far. But for now, Bowen is now currently in 5th. Barger is in 8th after starting 15th. I mean, yeah. Just wanted to take a look here. Sven Jensen and Jeff Rohan though, both drivers literally looking to give their all though, but you can see here Rohan's gonna go at it once again against Rohan though, but Rohan just has that response though to defend. Oh, he locks up just a bit though, but it's Sven Jensen into a compromising position, and that's gonna be Jeff Rohan now up into 16th place.
The commitment for the dedication.
Yeah, exactly. They're just throwing themselves at it left, right, and center. It's just absolutely crazy to see how it goes here. Haziyazi though still in control of this lead, but we will see how Haziyazi adapts to this race. Of course, Nichimi-chan needs to make another pit stop. Shadowreza needs to make another pit stop. His closest competitor, Mohamed Cashew, but I believe is going to go long until the end of this race, is currently about 20 seconds behind. So Haziyazi is currently enjoying this race so far.
They are cruising this.
And right now we have Dawn Elise though just filling the field here. Not exactly filling the field here. She also still wants to pick a fight here. And right now she has a fight that she can go for. She now is gonna look into passing Misaki Sakura to give herself a lap back against her. But Sakura isn't going to give this up though. Car number 13 versus car number 31. Sakura needed to think about the rest of the race, so she has to concede. And you know, sometimes the races are not won after one corner. So the race is won after a set distance or set amount of laps here. Right now on lap 33, Haziyazi is exemplifying this right now. He didn't lead in the early stages of the race, but he is currently in the lead with his consistency and all that stuff. I mean, we all talk about the torch and the hair, right?
Yep.
And just double check on a few things here. Right now, just wanted to check on the situation here. The situation here is that Sven Jensen though is still looking to find something against Jeff Rohan.
so close yet so far.
Yeah, so close yet so far, as we've mentioned there. The great Ella Shore and Hinoshi Tayo potentially on their own battles, but nothing is coming out so far. What we're gonna go see is Sven Jensen though, see if he can eke something out from this battle, because he's now currently behind Jeff Rohan. It's a good exit from Jeff Rohan, but Jeff Rohan is coming in the pits. Watch out though, Muhammad Cashew is about to cause issues for Sven Jensen, as he's gonna go bring Jensen a lap down. And right now Cashew is, Cashew is currently on the lead lap though, but Sven Jensen is gonna cause a bit of trouble. But we'll see though if Cashew is gonna dive down the inside at this Coca-Cola corner, but nothing comes of it so far. Well, nice to see lots of support for the stream. Looking at the amount of likes that it's been receiving, I absolutely am grateful for the commitment from the fans to see another form of Holotype performances. Speaking of which, looking at Joshua Sahi though, who is currently running in 12th place. He was close though to Hinoshi Tayo, but lost out. For now, the race is going to get into a pretty calm environment. So, Seirin, if you have anything to talk about, especially really relating to Holotype and the fest, please let me know. I would be happy to respond.
Now, speaking of like the concert, I mentioned about the festivals and the concert itself. Is there anyone that is performing that you are looking forward to?
Honestly, if you are a general Holotype fan, if you're a neutral, that is a Hakuoshi, if you will, you would probably want to pay your attention to, again, the Mercurio Hoshimaki Suisei, who just absolutely kills it every time she's on stage. And I also want to pay attention to Nerissa Ravencroft though. Nerissa Ravencroft has been a surprise. She can even a sound based on the descriptions. And oh my goodness, I mean, you look at her vocals and all that stuff, and I expect a blistering performance from Nerissa later on. But of course, as someone who has represented Fuji, I would say that I want to focus on my own Oshis as well, because they're the ones who give me motivation and hope and all that stuff. I mean, it's in the name, so that's that. But anyways, we have still battles to look into. Asahi now gets into a close position against Tayo, but Tayo manages to stay ahead for now.
Now, other than that, do you think there's any underrated VTubers in the Hololive, or even Holostar?
Oh yeah, well, we'll talk about Holostar. Well, but in Holostars, Holostar in itself is very underrated. I mean, when you talk about Hololive, you only talk about the women's division, not the men's division. But speaking of which, looking into Hololive in itself, thinking from this split, I would probably say, given the size of the audience, I would probably think maybe Himamori Luna. People are really sleeping on Himamori Luna these days. I mean, Luna is this sweet candy themed VTuber, of course. Gives you diabetes every time you see her. She does her song, she does it in a cutie fashion. And of course, it's not for everyone though. Some people want to see a serious idol and stuff like that. But to just see Himamori Luna go chew onto everyone and all that stuff and just making it fun and smooth, that's also something to be excited for, especially given before. I can probably test that. But also for Miseki Biju though, it's a bit similar to her, but she does know how to throw it down when she needs to. And speaking of which, if you know idol performances, usually you would always know their performances while they're dancing and all that stuff, doing choreographies on stage. And as for choreography, I'm not sure who I can single out, but maybe never mind. I think it's gonna be Iris. Iris absolutely kills it when it comes to dancing.
Now, recently I saw pose actually for Bancho. I
Oh
was
yes.
really surprised. She's amazing in dancing.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna be seeing some losses. She's gonna be seeing some competition, though. I mean, in stage 2, you also see Hako's Bales, though. Hako's Bales, of course, also is a killer when it comes to dancing, and of course, the representing drivers Masaraido for Hajime and Lim Kai for Hako's Bales. They're eager to absolutely dance with their cars, and as we've seen already in this race so far. So again, sometimes life imitates art and art imitates life, and I think it is currently the former with the Holotype cars racing here in Fuji. I mean, also speaking of the logistics though, I also want to highlight a bit of something here. Sven Jensen actually, it has the ticket for the Six Fest.
Oh,
And if you
that's
yeah, that's cool. But if you want to know about the logistics of this, if Sven Jensen doesn't finish on the podium, on which I think he's not going to be finishing on the podium, he will immediately park the car in the pit lane, get himself changed, and immediately head to McLaren.
that's so cool.
I mean, if you want to know the distance though between Fuji to ARO, it's about 120 kilometers. So if he would still make most of the expo, and he will still be able to catch Iris's performances as he comes in.
Well, I hope he enjoys the performances.
Well, I mean, he's been enjoying it. I mean, he's a guy that has been able to travel around the world. He's traveled across the United States. He's traveled to places that we all envy. He's traveled to America. He's traveled to Japan and all that stuff. He went to New York to watch Iris perform in the Breaking Dimensions concert a few months ago. And
Amazing.
he did join up for the Fifth Fest as well. So he is actually a common sight. He's actually a common sighting here in the fest. And I mean, he's also seen on TV with his Iris happy, with his glow sticks, absolutely cheering it on for Iris. I mean, he cheers for Iris on and off the track. And I mean, if you want to see someone, if you want to find a fan that's as dedicated as Sven Jensen, you don't find someone as dedicated as him. I'll be honest with you.
Well, just hearing from that, I believe you. Yeah. And especially with how fans or the communities for the specific VTubers they love, you can see that they go all out for their Oshis.
Yeah, I mean, they absolutely want to go. They absolutely would probably take a bullet. They die for their Oshis. They live for their Oshis. They die for their Oshis. I mean, you see this already here on the racetrack. And speaking of which, one battle that we might want to pay attention here: Mohammad Shakib Reza versus Daniel Barger, currently in a battle for 8th place. Right now, it's currently the Super Nenichi versus the Shooting Star. Right now, it's going to be a coin toss though to see who's going to be edging ahead of each other coming to the final 4 corners, but we'll have to wait and see.
Till they are very close.
They're very close though, coming into the final 2 corners. Right now, Shakib Reza is going to have a pretty decent exit though off of the final corner. Daniel Barger is going to be thinking of a defensive move, but he's already stretching out a pretty decent gap. But Shakib Reza is actually coming in very close. He's coming in very hot. He's going to peel down the inside. He is peeling down the inside. On board number 77 for this is the Nene car. He's going to go at it. And it almost makes contact with Barger. You saw that on the radar on the bottom right of your screen. Daniel Barger, of course, you mentioned though, they are giving it all for their Oshis. This is what we meant though. You defend your life, or you defend your position for your life for your Oshi. You attack for the win for your Oshi as if your life depended on. I mean, this is just the common theme here. And speaking of which, lap cars currently are causing trouble for Hazik Yazid right now. Shakib Reza is running his columns pretty aggressively into this. Right now, the team might see another potential battle in the wing. Shakib Reza at the very least would hope that he wants to try to lead at least 1 lap here in Fuji Speedway, knowing that his chances to win are not there at the moment. But for now, he is looking into how much he can give to Hazik Yazid, but we'll have to wait and see how this progresses. I heard one guy in the comments say Six Fest hype. Six Fest hype indeed, as right now the drivers are also hyping up the Six Fest at the moment on the racetrack here in Fuji Speedway, translating the performances on stage into the racetrack. Of course, we do it first because we want to give the opportunity for the all-line members to perform later on during the day. Reza is about to give something to the Pebbles. We'll see if he's able to grab something for Koseki Biju though. He needs a good exit though from the final corner. And right now it's a pretty cagey affair so far. There's a battle for P10, Ahmed Al-Ashar, Hinoshi Tayo, and of course Joshua Asahi in that pack, and also Haziq Yazid and Mohammad Shahid Reza. Shahid Reza still not close enough though to Haziq Yazid.
A speed trap.
Speed trap. Yes, the speed trap. Coming into the end of a long straight, or basically a long straight where you try to extract the most speed of your car. This is basically how much speed that they are carrying as they pass through the speed trap. And as you can see here, these cars are no strangers to the 300km/h barrier. And speaking of which, I just wanted to remind everyone here that it's currently a case of EN class dominance here at the moment. And right now we are going to be checking into a few things here. Oh yeah, if you want to know how the results are going to be counted towards the standings here, we're going to be using the World Series rankings here, and the World Series ranking results here. There is a thing called the JPEN and ID class. However, these classes are for decorational purposes only, as the actual classes are actually Japan and International. Speaking of International though, the top 3 drivers are in the International class. Cashew is the JP ones. Speaking of which, just wanted to talk about how the results will go in. So let's say if Mama Cashew finishes 4th, he will be credited with 4th in both the World and JP standings. And if, let's say, Haziq Yazid wins, he will be credited with a win overall in the winning class, and he will be considered credited with a win. And for example, if, say, Ryan wins 6th, he will be credited with 6th in both International and the World Series. So anyways, we are seeing potential battles coming up here. Shahid Reza, Haziq Yazid. Shahid Reza is getting absolutely close though.
It's very, very tough for the first 2.
The leading pair of drivers there for the archive, for the archivist and the sparkling gem. And right now the sparkling gem wants to go ahead and be sparkling on the apex of the standings here. Shahid Reza isn't gonna be brash about this. He knows that he needs to be careful though, because if he makes a very silly mistake, that nets him out of the points. But for now, Shahid Reza stays in control so far. But right now you can see here how much Haziq Yazid is struggling behind those back markers. But we'll see how it goes from here. As we're going to be seeing the gaps here. Only 12 cars are within the lead lap as it stands right now. And Shahid Reza though is in the lead lap. He is currently in the battle for the race lead. But right now there's still nothing out of it so far. But more battles looking to Shahid Reza and Daniel Barger. And then we got El Ashore, Hinoshi Tayo, and Joshua Asahi also in their own battles as well. Anyways,
32 laps clears it, yeah.
So right now we are taking a look into potential pit stops here. Joshua Asahi will be hitting in the next 4 laps. Shahid Reza will be hitting in the next 9 laps. Michan as well, he will be making pit stops as well. So there's going to be a change in the order. So Shahid Reza is going to be racing for him finishing maybe 5th, 6th, or 7th at this rate. Shahid Reza now on the charge here against Michan here. Or rather against Haziq Yazid, he is doing pretty okay. I mean, all all of these drivers are doing okay as the sun is absolutely shining at Fuji Speedway. It's a pretty interesting look here to see how it goes for all of these drivers. We're just going to So anyways, we still got Hinoshitayo and Joshua Asahi behind Ahmed El Ashor. Haziq Yazid still stays in second. Mohammad Shazin Reza is in Haziq Yazid is in the lead. Shazin Reza is in second. And right now, Shazin Reza doesn't have a lot of time. He will be hitting it around maybe lap 51 or 52. Again, take a long time to make a pit stop though. But again, here's another battle to look into. Shakir Reza now under pressure from Jeff Rohan, who is currently a lap down.
You know what is surprising to me right now? So, Michan started at the front line and now they are third after even having their pit stop.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what you call consistency and all that stuff. So basically how it works from here is that Ichimichan, you basically plan out your strategies before the race to basically outline where you need to be. And right now, the drivers who make only a single pit stop are the ones that are doing very, very okay here. And right now, Nichimichan is just having a calculated run so far. However, Sven Jensen and So Byung-eun, despite them starting at the front, they messed up a bit by having a chaotic pit stop strategy there. And while it doesn't work in some areas, it doesn't work here. So that's why they're currently down there. But anyways, for those who also push on the racetrack there, they could provide something a bit of a variable here as far as I'm concerned. But it all depends on strategy, of course. You need to make sure you're in the right place at the right time.
Someone else that picked up my interest was El Ashur. They are very good.
Very good in terms of defense. He knows how to attack. He knows how to defend. I mean, he knows what he needs to do. He knows his place on the racetrack. He commands respect on the racetrack. Everyone, of course, commands respect between each other on the racetrack. The fact that all of these drivers just have at most rubbing between them and not absolute carnage like it's a demolition derby, it's something to be respected, actually. Speaking of which, Sven Jensen and Irina, that's Muhammad Cashew, they are both battling in a different lap there. Muhammad Cashew is in third place on the lead lap, and Sven Jensen was on like 1 or 2 laps down. And you saw sparks flying and them making contact. Unfortunately, as I mentioned though, they go as far as rubbing and colliding between their own doors and all that stuff, but they don't crash each other out, they don't spin each other out, and they just continue to showcase respect out of anyone here. Speaking of which, Shazin Reza though is in a serious position to take this race lead away from Haziq Yazid, even if it is going to be temporarily going to be the case. And it's Muhammad Shazin Reza in the race lead so far. As long as Shazin Reza stays in the lead at the moment, that's going to be a positive outlook. But Haziq Yazid continues to make use of that outside line.
He's very impressive.
Stay ahead. What a defensive maneuver there from Yazid. Shazin Reza is flabbergasted in it. Well, just looking at this. Reza obviously isn't going to be enjoying this for long. He will have to make another pit stop, as well as some of the other few drivers like Nichimichan that will put Muhammad Cashew in the position to finish second. And right now we are looking at Haziq Yazid, who just continues to stay behind where he is at the moment. Shazin Reza meanwhile is just taking it easy though. He does know how to pick a fight. But anyways, Shakir Reza against Daniel Wagner, nothing coming between them so far. Oh yeah, if you want to know where Joshua Asahi is, he has already made his pit stop. And he's currently down in 15th place under pressure from So Byung-eun as it stands. Sakazakura has done well though to bring that unit number 31 to the point position.
Yeah. And it was Born, right? The one that made a comeback after 2 years.
Yeah, they made a comeback after 2 years out in the ARO. She is now currently in 5th place, absolutely making a charge for making a charge for herself, making a name for herself as well. And of course, as I mentioned, she reclaimed the title for the Shira Nagane Noel driver after Michael Turner took it for 2 years, with Lexi Bowen, of course, basically in this position where she is gonna absolutely kill it for the Shirogane Kishidan, the Shirogane Knights. So yeah, it's a great comeback for her. Looking into the progress chart, as we mentioned here, only two drivers have gained more than 10 positions from the start, and that is Daniel Barger and Lexi Bowen. So hats off to these two for bringing home a very, very good result so far, as we're now coming to the final quarter of the race. While the battle just keeps on coming, Reza knows he doesn't have a lot of time left against Hazik Yazid because he does need to make a pit stop, and right now he is going to try to experiment with lines, but it's just not working as it stands. Reza is just going to be chilling here, just staying in second. He knows that just finishing inside the top 5 will be good enough for him, and based on predictions though, he might exit around maybe 6th to 8th. Oh! Shadriza has a slight look down the inside to potentially scare Yazid, but Yazid just isn't spooked by it. I'm not sure how Shiori does in horror games though. But anyways, Nichi Michan has made his move into the pits. Now that gives Muhammad Cashew 3rd place in car number 3. And speaking of which, there's Muhammad Shakib Reza though, still on the hunt against Daniel Barger for this race win. Or not exactly this race win though. I mean, it's a battle for 8th, but it can feel like a race win if it has to, and if conditions and circumstances fall in the right direction. But for now, we still have around 13 laps to go, 47 laps complete. And right now, it's still pretty much snowing here in Fuji Speedway. It's still pretty chilly. I mean, it's around under 2 degrees Celsius here in the foot of Mount Fuji. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention to everyone about this, but you can't see it, but there's Fuji Speedway. I mean, sorry, that's Mount Fuji.
It's very snowy.
Yeah, I mean, of course, winter started late in Japan. Of course, the snowing of Mount Fuji's peak came in pretty slow, and that resulted in this is just an indication that winter came in pretty late, and that means winter will end pretty late. I mean, we're already in the start of March, and we're still seeing this wintry vibe here with the snow here still in Shizuoka. So, lap 49 of the Colorized Harmony Fuji 5-hour split A race. Nice to have everyone here. Of course, this is a race that coincides to stage 1 in the next few hours' time. And of course, if you are All Life fan, you do want to scan this QR code on the bottom right of your screen for more info about the Expo and Six Fest, especially for the tickets for you to gain access to the Six Fest concert. But anyways, we still have 10 laps to go here in Fuji Speedway. Joshua Sahi has overtaken So Byung-eun for the final point position. Remember, points go down to 15th place, and in 15th you only get 1 point, and the winner will get 200. Speaking of which, more battles to come. That is Nichi Michan against Daniel Barger. Nichi Michan has already made his pit stop. Daniel Barger is now up into 7th. What a charge there from Daniel Barger. Started at the back, didn't have a car for qualifying, but in the race he just absolutely delivers.
That's his dedication to his Oshi.
Again, that's everyone's dedication to their Oshis.
True,
I mean,
but
yeah, I know. Continue.
it's really mesmerizing actually right now. Seeing that everyone is racing each other just to defend, just to just show their support for the Oshi is really amazing.
Yeah, I know. It's always very moving. I mean, every position gives you points, and this also feeds into the narrative of the championship battles that is going to come. And of course, in the World Series, this is only the first round of 3 in qualifiers. There's also going to be a race in Circuit de la Sarthe in Le Mans in France, which will mark round 2 of the season. And then round 3 we will go back to Japan for Motegi for the final race of qualifiers, and whoever performs the best in those 3 races will punch their ticket into the CO series, which is the championship series. So basically, in this split with 20 cars in total for basically everyone, essentially what this means is that the top 10 will go into the Suyo and the bottom 10 will go into the Zako, which is the consolation series. So there's always a lot to play for here, and the stage has just never been higher for these drivers to perform for their Oshi when they needed to. And speaking of performances, Shadariza now has to make that dreaded pit stop and see how much time he will lose. And speaking of which, here's Mohamed Cashew. Here's Lexi Bowen, though, who is now in a serious position to grab a podium in her return to ARO competitions. I mean, you talk about moving, you talk about stuff that moves you. I mean, you look at Bowen, though. She's absolutely charging her way. I mean, she, again, as we mentioned, she started down in, what, 14th, 15th? And now she's like gained 12 positions from the start. I mean, who would have predicted that before we took the green flag?
And not to mention, it's their comeback.
Yeah, it's a comeback. I mean, it's a massive comeback from the back of the field. I mean, Lexi Bowen just showing everyone why she's here to represent Shirogane Noah, why she is the rightful heir to the Shirogane Noah throne here. There's one driver that's very much fit to represent Shirogane Noah. It has to be Bowen. Bowen has already shown excellence in her craft. She's already shown experiences of her winning races. But now, given that she's now back in the saddle here for the Kishidan here, and getting this result has to mean a lot, though, for Noel, her fan base, and all that stuff. I'll be real with you.
Okay, now Shazin Reza is now at 6.
Yeah, I just want to point that one out too. And right now he does have the freshest tires out of anyone so far. And right now the only driver in his way is currently Rustin Caraccio. And Rustin Caraccio is 7 seconds ahead of Shazin Reza as we speak. And speaking of which, will there be any more battles to report? I don't think so far. But speaking of which, Sven Jensen, though, I want to also give a bit of a commendation, though. While he did end up winning the race, while he won't be ending up winning the race, he does at the very least show that he has potential on his rides here, and he has continued to show excellence here by just going all out in attack. That's really what Iris wanted. Just attack and defend, just give it everything you've got on the racetrack. Speaking of which, Hazik Yazid is currently in the lead with around 9 laps to go, just under 9 laps to go. Hazik Yazid also hasn't yet to win any race in ARO competitions. The Fuwa and Mongol cars have not won yet. Shadariza Reza has not won yet in ARO competitions for Koseki Bijou. Ryan Kagawa, though, has already won for the race at Raven Car back in Singapore in the Formula Holotype International this season. But now Hazik Yazid with around 8 laps to go, he is gonna make history as the first driver to win a Holotype race. A long way to go, though, with Yazid still in the lead. And Lexi Bowen, though, as I mentioned, though, she is also going to be coming into the pits. We forgot to mention to you about her fuel loads, though. But again, if she didn't make the pit stop, and she does ace the strategy very, very well, she would have been on course for a debut podium. But for now, this will have to do. But for Shazad Reza, he may not be able to lead any laps in this race, but at the very least, he has spent a lot of time in the top 5. So that's also something to be commended though for the Holotype English Advent driver for representing the Sparkling Gem. And speaking of which, Daniel Barger is now up into 6th place. You mentioned comebacks. So anyways, we got a few laps to go before we conclude split A, and we will take it away to stage 1. And again, still a long way to go though. So not exactly a long way to go though, not long now before the race finally concludes and we conclude the first part of this final week of the ARO Holotype month of racing. It's been an amazing month so far. Nissan's of course getting big W's in Fuji, in a track where they are very much suited at. And also Formula Holotype Japan, saw Rio and Zara Leo winning their races for Ayame and Shion. We'll talk about Shion later in the split B race. In international, it was a cagey affair, but cagey affair of attrition, but Corey Rico Mendez was the one who survived it all.
And Kagawa went to pit stop.
Yes. And that actually means one thing: Shazad Reza is now up into 4th place. And this will also mean that Daniel Barger is going to get a top 5.
You might see Shazad Reza having a comeback.
Well, you could also say that as well, though. I mean, he did start in 5th, so he doesn't gain a lot from the initial race start. But for Daniel Barger, on the other hand, he still has a job to do, though. He needs to defend his 5th place against Nichi Michan and Mawashaki Reza. And speaking of which, Shazad Reza is also getting very close to Rustin Kurashio. I mean, the gap's closed down. I mean, the last time I checked on it, the gap was at 7 seconds, but now the gap's at 3.6.
We might see a comeback. It's a new plot twist.
A new plot twist. It is basically Shazad Reza closing down for Rustin Kurashio's podium position aspirations, though. Shazad Reza isn't going to go out without a fight. No one is going to be going out without a fight. And right now, in all of these positions here are earned on the racetrack. A bit of a slight lag there, but nothing too bad to note. So apologies here if there are some sudden frame rate drops. We are just gonna check if there are any issues, but we are still plugged in, so we should be okay. So anyways, you see there, Kurashio set a lap of 132.570. Shazad Reza set a 133.76. With 6 laps to go, anything still goes. Asahi and So Byung-eun have traded blows somewhat, as Asahi is now up into 15th place. Shaka Reza now chasing Nichi Michan. Nichi Michan though is going to go down the inside of Daniel Barger to make it 4 Advent cars inside the top 5. We got right at 3 Advent cars inside the top 5, but Barger defends very well around the outside line. Coming into the conclusion of the Colorized Harmony Fuji 5 hours split A race. And right now we still have lots of stories to tell. We got Shazad Reza now catching up to Rustin Kurashio. Will Kurashio be able to defend? But of course Shazad Reza also has the issue of lap cars. That's Carlos Ferreira. And that's going to throw a spanner in the works though for Shazad's podium aspirations. There's also Daniel Barger defending against Nichi Michan. Will the shooting star be able to defend 5th place? Theory.
They got a pretty good chance. I believe they had a pretty good chance.
Yeah, for Daniel Barger to hang on to 5th place. But meanwhile, Shazad Reza though is going to be looking into Thomas Ferreira though. Thomas Ferreira is going to cause trouble to Rustin Kurashio, and Shazad Reza is going to be using this as an opportunity to find a way past the lapless car. And right now, Thomas Ferreira is actually unlapping this, and Shazad Reza has already made a move down the inside against Rustin Kurashio.
Oh.
He's now up into 3rd place.
The place. That is really a good plot twist.
A great plot twist, and it's all for the better here for the Pebbles, though. It's going to be a Holotype English Advent 1-3 with, of course, Daniel Barger and Nichi Michan, though, still having their own battles, though. Mama Cashew will be the one leading the JP class after this race. Well, the JP class split A after this. And we still have the likes of actually Daniel Barger, though, still defending his position where he is right now. Hazi Yazid now starting lap 57, 4 laps to go for the driver representing the Archivist. It's only like a month or two ago where he just completed his SPM, which is essentially Malaysia's college entrance exams, and now he's currently balling it out on the racetrack to just absolutely give something to give the novelites something to smile about.
Well, first of all, congratulations with your SPM. I hope you get good result.
Of course, though, it's a hallmark, though, for all these involved. And speaking of which, we have Don Elise, though, side by side with Thomas Ferreira. They're not on the same lap, though. Thomas Ferreira is almost going to go a lap down against even the 19th place car. Speaking of which, there's Russian Kurasho, though, against Joshua Asahi in a Gen 6 battle. This is a Holux battle of sorts, as Russian Kurasho tries to hang around the outside against Joshua Asahi. Here's on board Asahi's number 54 Hungary Koyuri car. Barger and Bowen have also traded places, though, as Barger have now dropped down to 7. He's now overtaken by Shakib Reza, and right now, I mean, at the very least, he has a very good comeback run, though. And now we're going to be seeing 2 drivers who have made amazing comebacks battle it out in the final stages.
Ella Shore is still on 10th place.
And Ella Shore still on 10th place. Still lots to play for here in the final stages of the Colorwest Harmony Fuji 5 hours per day race. Here's on board again Lexi Bowen. Hazi Yazid has already started lap 58 with around under 3 laps to go. We still have lots more to look into as Hazi Yazid is about to make history as the first driver to win a Holotype race. He will lead the in-series class as it stands, as well as of course Mama Cashew leading the JP's class as it stands, unless a JP class driver wins in split B or C. But again, we still don't know how it goes from here. But anyways, coming to the penultimate lap, there's still a long way to go. Here comes Lexi Bowen, though. Ice cold for Lexi Bowen as she now sends Daniel Barger down to 8th place. There can only be one comeback of the race. And I'm not sure if it's between Bowen or Barger, though, but still go to Barger, though. I mean, he started in 17th. He's now down in 8th. But still, look at the bucket starts, though.
10.
Actually, look at Kurashio and Shakib Reza.
It's even higher.
Yeah, I know. 12 points gained for Kurashio, 11 points gained for Shakib Reza. So, right now we are just going to check here. There's also the potential battle between Nakamura and Sakura. Sakura also defending against Johan Sinful, who is running in down in 18th place. He's set to not score any points. But as you can see here, Hazi Yazid only has 1.5 laps to go from writing his name into Shiori's archive. But we'll see how it goes from here. Will there be any more battles to look into as we're now coming into the final stage of this race? Lexi Bowen has been on a charge, though. She might grab 6 right at the end, given her pace at the moment. But watch out, though. Here comes Jeff Rohan down the inside of Mohammad Shakib Reza, as Hazi Yazid is now on the main straight to start the final lap of the Colorwise Harmony Fuji 5 hours split A race. Here comes Lexi Bowen, though. looking to see if she can grab something on this penultimate lap. And right now she is going to clear Jeff Rohan. Will be moved around the outside. I don't think it's going to be the case, but I think she still has the inside line at the hairpin. But Hazi Yazid though, take nothing from him though. He delivered what he needed to. I mean, if you look at where he started, he only started in 4th, but he used that position to great effect. I mean, Seirin, your closing thoughts before we welcome the winner.
It's just, everyone did a good job. It's not about winning or anything, but like really hands off to Yazid at this point. They really put, what's the word for it? They were like very consistent with it too.
Absolutely consistent consistent where he is right now. We'll talk about Bowen and Shakib Reza as we go, but for now we are going to be paying attention though. Lexi Bowen is getting close to Shakib Reza. We'll talk about if they've made a move there, but we're going to have to welcome Haziq Yazid though across the line. For Shirin Novella, all she needs to do is just archive, and she takes pride in her archive. She takes pride of knowing a lot of things. And of course, the intelligence may be too much for someone, but it's not going to be too much for Haziq Yazid, who will make a name for himself for the Novelites and Shirin Novella. He will cross the line to become the first winner in Holotype. He wins the Colorize Harmony Fuji 5-hour Split A race.
Oh, congratulations to you.
And to make you wish, Lexi Bowen has already made her move against Muhammad Shakib Reza. She will now be in a position to be finished 6th. Muhammad Kashi, on the other hand, has a solid debut for Tsurumaki Watame. And Muhammad Shakib Reza for Koseki Biju will cross the line to make it a Advent 1-3 with a great result for the podium sitters. Yoshitayo 11th, Sakura 12th, Jensen 13th, Nakamura 14th, Sinful 18th, Elise 19th, Ferreira 20th, Sobyung in 16th, Shaded Reza 3rd, Kurashio 4th. Nichimichan will be the next to cross the line. Same goes for Lexi Bowen, who has made an incredible comeback from the field. Take nothing from these drivers. They absolutely delivered when they needed to. Nichimichan will score 5th. Bowen will score 6th, Rohan 17th. And there's also Shakib Reza 7th, Barger 8th, Kagawa and Ella Shou will be the last to cross the lines.
And also very good comeback for Bagur.
Yeah, I know. Daniel Barger started way back outside the points and now gets himself into 8th. Very commendable stuff here. As we're now going to move into an intermission a bit just to confirm everyone about the results. Again, we'd like to congratulate Haziq Yazid for his win, his debut win, the first win in Holotype World and Holotype International for the Novelite. Congratulations to Haziq Yazid for winning the Split A race of the Colorize Harmony Fuji 5 hours. And then we have Wabai Cashew finishing 2nd for Watame, Shasha Reza finishes 3rd for Bibu, with Western Kurashio 4th for Lapis Darkness, with Nichimicha running out of the top 5 for Mokoku and Biscard, making it 3 Holotype English Advent cards inside the top 5. Lexi Bowen, in her return to ARO competitions, has done absolutely admirably, finishing 6th for Noel. 7 goes to Mama Shakib Reza in car number 77 for Moses Nene. Daniel Barger finishes 8th for Hoshima Tsuise in an amazing comeback drive for the shooting star. Ryan Kagawa 9th for Narissa Ravencroft, with Amina Lashore 10th for Kaila Kowalskia. Yoshitayo finishes 11th for Hoshinova Muna, with 12th place Misaki Sakura for Himamori Luna. Sven Jensen 13th for Iris, with Ari Nakamura 14th. And Joshua Asahi finishes 15th for Hakui Koyori. Sobyung In finishes 16th after the first driver outside the point for Shironoe Flare. Jeff Rohan 17th for Tokoyami Toa. Johan Sinful 18th for Natsuri Matsuri, with 19th Don Elise for Kreiji Oli, and Thomas Ferreira 20th for Fuawa Beastguard. As we are just going to save the replay and the race and all that stuff, Seirin, do you have any other thoughts that you want to share as we're going to confirm the championship standings?
Now, Everyone did so good. All the plot twists, all the fights, it was very interesting. It was very enjoyable, you know?
I mean, of course, we're talking about this racing situation here. I mean, you invariably we will be seeing lots of KG action here, and also I just wanted to point out a few more things here about some of the finishers here. Nichi Michan finishing fifth for Mokoko after he has endured a very unconvincing campaign though. Well, he did pretty okay though for Fuawa, but the Mokoko car just hasn't been at the races. But the fact that he just continued to persevere and finally see a decent result here in Fuji really also tells a lot about the how these drivers would do their races. And I also want to point out though that the championship leader in Formula Holland International, Ryan Kagawa, for Narisa Ravencroft, he is currently down in ninth place. But again, it's still a pretty commendable result though. I mean, these cars are different, they perform very differently and all that stuff. I would say that Ryan Kagawa also deserves the plaudits. And for the ID class car, Ahmed El Shor is the highest placed driver amongst the ID class. So that's something to also note. We are, of course, going to report onto the race results as we speak. Anyways, we are just going to check onto the other finishers here. We got Hinochi Taiyo, who finishes in 11th. Sven Jensen finishes 13th, with Misaki Sakura finishing 12th, and then 14th going to Irene Nakamura, and 15th going to Joshu Asahi, who took the final points positions away from some of the drivers here. So we are going to update a bit on the championship standings here. So, Seirin, just wanted to
Yeah.
remind you that we still have more racing to come in like the next
Mhm.
hour. So we got Split B coming out, and we have even more storylines to talk about. So hopefully you're going to still be there to talk about the whole thing that's about to come, as we're just going to uh, double check on a few things.
Yes, yes, yes. And
All right.
apparently I'm racing in the next one, right?
Oh yes. I just wanted to remind you that yes, you will be racing in the next one. So more reasons to be excited. Just wanted to record the results here. So it is Hazit Yazid currently in taking this win. Cashew second, Shutter is at third, and then we also have Rustin Caraccio, who is in 4-4 Lapless Darkness. I just wanted to highlight every one of the championship standings here. And then we have Nichi Michan for Mokoko Beast Guard. We are just going to confirm to you all of the current standings here. So you might want to give us some time to process the results. So anyways, Sarah, do you have any other comments for the individual driver performances?
Now, the person, the person who is in 10th place, I've
Yeah.
seen them being very consistent in just staying at 10th place, and that was very admirable for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then the comeback for a Bowen is also mesmerizing, since they stopped racing for like 2 years and then came back and just being on the top 10. That was really amazing for them.
Yeah, I know. It's just another reason to be excited, as we are just going to confirm about the results here. Joshua Sahi finishes 15th, and then hang on, I am going to do a bit of a. Give me a second. So this is gonna take a long while though to process the result here. So and also uh, Let me just do this. So again, I do want to point out though, yeah, you're right about the Ahmed Al-Ashor finishing very consistently as he did there. He did stay where he needed to be. I mean, this is the general expectations for the drivers here actually. Just wanted to check here. Hinochi Tayo ahead of Misaki Sakura, and then we have the likes of Sven Jensen for Iris. And then Ryan Kagawa finishes 9th for Nerissa Ravencroft, and Jeff Rohan finishes outside the points alongside Johan Svel. So we are just going to write that in the standings here. Ari Nakamura finishes in 14th place, Joshua Asahi in 15th. Let me just, okay, this is a pretty lengthy process here, so we are just going to spend a bit of time in this one. So Johan Sinful, so yeah, so we also have Daniel Barker for Hoshimachi Suisei finishing in 8th. So with that being said, we can all, I think we're just about done in, let me just do this though. Nakamura and Sven Jensen. Let me just check. Sven Jensen ahead. Sven Jensen. Okay. All right. So we are going to officially log in the points. Okay. So we are just going to write the numbers as we speak. All right, so we are just going to get all of this done, and there we go. So we have the championship standings officially written. So we're just going to load everyone up one last time in the whole thing. So again, congratulations to Hazik Yazid for his win. Hang on.
Congratulations.
All right, so we are just going to double check on this one. So again, we'd like to congratulate again the achievement that Hazik Yazid has given. So here are the championship standings after round 1. Hazik Yazid will be bringing home 200 points. Again, hang on. We're gonna need to adjust the scoring because it looks pretty weird. But anyways, we are just going to okay, here's the updated one. So here's Hazik Yazid with 200 points. Mohamed Cashew in 2nd. Shadar Reza is going to be 3rd. Kashin Karashio 4th. Nechi Michan 5th. Lexi Bo in 6th. And then Mama Shakib Reza is in 7th. Shakib Reza 8th. Daniel Barger 9th. And, Lexi Bo in 6th. Shakib Reza 7th. Barger 8th. Ryan Kagawa 9th. And Ahmed El Ashor 10th. Hinoshi Tayo in 11th, Misaki Sakura 12th, Sven Jensen 13th, Iri Nakamura 14th, and also we have Joshua Asahi in 15th place. Outside the points will be Johan Sinfo, Jeff Rohan, So Byung-eun, Don Elise, and Thomas Ferreira. And with that being said, we're not going to be shy to plug the Six Fest at the moment. And of course, we have the the stage 1 of the Colorized Harmony concert coming right up in a few hours this time. If you haven't scanned the QR code in the bottom right for more information, please scan it now. Just want to remind everyone that the stage 1 is coming up for you soon. We hope that the talents in Holotype will perform just as the drivers did. And with that being said, we'd like to thank everyone for your attendance here for this stream for the Colorized Harmony Fuji 5-hour split A race. My name is Bob Reza, and alongside me is Sarah, the commentary pool. We'll see you in an hour time for the split B race.
Bye.